You'll see the field is in. Let me tell you why Old Sharp is so happy that that field is in. I get a call in January from this guy named Sumlin who says, I want to practice, my first practice, August the 22nd. And I checked around, I said, that ain't possible, Coach. And he said, are you sure that ain't possible? And then after Philip Ray did some more research, we found out it was possible. But I want you to know that during the May floods, this was one nervous cat right here when I wanted to disappoint my coach, because when someone ain't happy, I ain't happy. And that's my philosophy in life for the last 3 years. But anyway, on August 22nd, Coach Sumlin and his team will practice in full pads on that field down there. Thank you, folks, for moving and shaking and making sure that that happens. Another interesting point about that, I was just talking to Sam Pesic about it, is that is probably the best drain system that occurs anywhere in the stadium. That field drainage system will take 10 to 12 inches an hour of rain and move it off the system. It's $1 million drainage system. With our experience in water, this year we have gotten very good at that kind of thing. And so we not only is the stadium state of the art and the best that this country has, but that field is the same way, including the drainage system. And so we're very happy to point out that on August 22nd, Coach Sumlin and his team will be in full pads out here in the stadium. So I've already mentioned that September 9th is when we will open up the other side for full access to you folks to see anything that's out there. So first, I want to introduce Philip Ray, who with our office is in charge of this process along with Russ Wallace, and he's the Vice Chancellor for Business Affairs, and he's going to tell us a little bit about some of the updates.
Howdy. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you again. As the Chancellor said, our next to last media event. So, you know, he's done a great job of keeping you all informed and had several of these media events, and certainly always exciting time for us Aggies about our stadium. So we could not be happier. You know, as we've mentioned a few times now, you know, we continue to be, and with the work and cooperation, collaboration of just, I think, the best construction team in the business, bar none. We continue to be slightly ahead of schedule, and we continue to be on budget. That's not just words, that's real. And you see these men and women out here working 7 days a week, working through the holidays. I mean, what they do is just amazing to me, and I'm just privileged to be just a small part of that team. They make me proud every day. One of the things I'd also like to say, there was some talk out there about the field and could we move it up and do some things, and certainly the Chancellor, when he wants something, and Coach Sumlin, we get on it. And so the team was able to move that up a little bit and allow them to get on there and practice August 22nd, so we're in line for that. We got slightly ahead on our field installation and the drainage system that was installed. So everything's tracking exactly as we had hoped. We got a little nervous in May, as the Chancellor said, but they fought through it. And like I say, we're very blessed to have the best team in the business working on Kyle Field. The other thing that I'd like to touch on just briefly, the Chancellor was able to announce a week or so ago, got another new partner, a major strategic partner on Kyle Field. We were able to add Verizon. So Verizon Wireless is signed on, and we're very excited about that. $4.3 million to this project from Verizon, 5-year deal. Very excited about it. So if I could, let me introduce our newest family member, Gary Reed, National Account Manager for Verizon. And let's see if Gary will say a few words up here. Hate to put him on the spot. Come on, Gary.
Yes, on behalf of Verizon Wireless, I just want to say thank you for inviting us, and we're very, very anxious and eager about the partnership and excited about the partnership with Texas A&M, and we look forward to Texas A&M winning everything, the SEC this year. So gig 'em, and I forgot to say howdy when I started, but I will learn the culture here real soon. But thank you, everyone. We're very excited and look forward to working with you. Right.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, and he does get points for that. Let me tell you, he's got a maroon shirt on. He got this notice on late notice, so I'm very proud, Gary. You've done a great job. But anyway, we'll touch on some of this in a minute. But the one thing I do want to say, kind of echoing and following up to Gary's conversation, we'll have a little bit more on this in a minute. But I want to be clear about our Wi-Fi and DAS system. Been a lot of talk about this. I've had the opportunity to go out and speak at some conferences about the technology that we're putting in our stadium, and it is unequaled. It is absolutely state-of-the-art. There's no question about it. So when I go out there and I see these stadiums, and I went on the West Coast to this new stadium, it's really highfalutin, supposed to be the true standard, I would not trade them today, no way. We've got this. This is really what the Aggie family deserves, and I'm excited about what it'll do. I do want to say, you know, we've got AT&T signed on as a partner. They joined us for last season. We've now got Verizon. They've put their money where their mouth is, and so we've got 4.3 out of Verizon. So, you know, the Verizon customers, the AT&T customers, you're going to be taken care of. Your cell phones are going to work. You're going to be able to access the Wi-Fi. You know, Todd will talk about it here a little bit in a minute. Now, if you're a Sprint or you're a T-Mobile, you need to start working with your carriers. Now, we're working with them. We're talking to them. We have ongoing discussions with them. They've expressed a real interest to be on this system. You know, as the Chancellor, we continue to open the door to them. We're ready. We were ready for them to announce today. So we'll keep working with them. I do think we'll have some more partners here very soon, but I just wanted to lay that out there because come September 12th, there's certainly 2 carriers that I know that your phones are going to work. I'm with Sprint. I'm making a bunch of calls to Sprint saying, hey, can you make my phone work? But we're putting some pressure on them, but we'll talk about that here in just a little bit, but just wanted to make sure that I clarified that with everyone. So anyway, as you can see, the field's in great shape. Seats are going in. And these posters, the Chancellor wanted us to unveil to you guys. These are the first time these shots, some of these shots within the west side of the stadium have been seen. He wanted to share those with you all. These are actual photos that were taken yesterday. So you can see the different levels of finish that we've got going on in there. Now, we do have about 1,200 men and women working 7 days a week. So there's still a lot of work to do, and we're right on track. But they're working hard, and it's hot out there, but they continue to work hard. And we're excited about the unveil that's coming up on September 9th for you all, as the Chancellor said, for you all to get unfettered access, and it's going to be just a terrific day, great week. So anyway, with that, Chancellor.
Okay, Craig Kaufman with Populous, the reason the place looks so pretty. Craig, come on up here and give us an update.
It looks pretty, but I don't, so that's okay. That's what I like. You know, it's an exciting time out there, and it's going to be more exciting over the next month and the years following. And as an architect, I must say, I really enjoy the beginning of a project when we sit down with the client. In this case, we sat down with the 12th Man Foundation, with athletics, and talked about what their goals and their ideas are and what they really want to get out of the stadium. We met with Chancellor Sharp and talked about what his vision is for the stadium. And that's, you know, our job is to take those visions and those goals and turn them into something physical, something real. And as much fun as that is for an architect, I must say this part of the project is the most exciting for me. Because all these renderings, you know, last time we were here, we had renderings around here that were really just computer generated, and these are actually photos. And, you know, when I first walked in and saw them from a distance, I said, I don't remember that rendering. That's because it's a photo. So this is exciting because this is when those renderings turn into real things like brick and stone and tile and carpet and grass. I mean, it was great a couple of weeks ago to see the grass going down. For anyone that doesn't know, and I'm sure you'll be filled in on this if you have any interest in it, but this grass is the top of the line for NFL and collegiate facilities. It's the real cat's meow, especially for this area with the climate. And as mentioned previously, the drainage underneath is absolute best that can be designed. It's not only designed for a 100-year flood, which is 6.5 inches of rain per hour, which is, believe me, is a lot of rain. It's designed, as Chancellor Sharp mentioned, is for 10 to 12 inches. And believe me, if you ever get that kind of rain, you don't want to be anywhere near anywhere. You want to be as far away as you can because that's like worse than a hurricane flood. So, but the field is designed to take it and drain the water away and get rid of it. Now, you may not be able to drive home, and you certainly want to be outside, but the field can take it. So that's exciting. You know, one thing at Populous, we design places that people love to be at. And you know, we really take a lot of pride in what's been done here, you know, from the design stage to the contractors, to all the input from the athletic department and the university. And it's something that we really take a lot of pride in. But what's important is that this really isn't our stadium. It's not the contractor's stadium or even the university stadium. This is really the Aggies stadium. And when they get in there in a month and start to walk through it, or when you guys start to go through it and put it out there, I really think that the Aggies are going to be excited. that they're going to know this is the top of the line, the best that they can ever expect. And they're going to love it. They're going to love coming here and watching you guys beat the hell out of whoever you happen to be playing. And we're just really proud to be a part of that. And you know, it's looking great. These photos are good photos of an indication, but these aren't even done. So when we get there, I think everyone's going to be really excited. Thank you.
And thank you. I credit Populous with the look of the stadium, because I remember when it first came over, it was the south end zone was higher than the north, the west was higher than the east, and you folks listened and got it to where it looks like, you know, the best pro stadium or best stadium that exists in the country. And so you just did a great job, and Greg and his folks just did a marvelous job in executing. Greg McClure with Manhattan Vaughn, the folks that proved all detractors wrong. Congratulations.
Thank you. We still got 30 days left, so. And he says it's the most exciting time, it's the most miserable time for us, but we are finishing quickly. I kind of want to just give a little bit of update of where we are and where we're going to be over the next 30 days. If you walked over there today, these pictures are just a portion of what we're finishing on a daily basis. Carpets being laid, the level 200 suites and some VIP suites if you're a little bit higher end suites. Are finishing out on a daily basis. Carpets going in there, and that's usually kind of your last thing before the cleaning crews come in behind us and clean out, and the painters maybe touch up. You know, there's some lights and some decorative lighting that has to go in some of these spaces. But as we go, 200 and 300 are probably within 5 to 7 days of finishing out. As we move on up into the 400 level and the 500 level, those are the kind of our last stand. That's where we work our way out of the building and back down. They're going to be tracking to finish by the first of the month. By the first of the month, September 5th is when we turn this thing over to A&M and let them start bringing everything in. And Levy starts stocking all the concessions. The concessions have got tile in them. They've got backers in them. The equipment is being set in them right now. We're pulling electrical to them and trying to feed everything and get them all powered up and going. Last year, you kind of saw us do a mad dash on the exterior, trying to get all the concrete down. This year, we're tracking ahead of that, so none of us plan on burning the midnight oil like we were last year on the outside. It will probably be on the inside, but not on the outside. And we're tracking right along on getting our flat work down and getting all the sidewalks and all that in place. If you go across the North Plaza, we're over to the northwest corner, and we're turning the corner, and we're heading south, and kind of have actually started south, and are going to move north and meet in the middle, if you will, and work our way right out that gate on the west side. So we've had a lot of help getting here. As Chancellor Sharp said, there's roughly 1,200 people over there. They've worked about 3.5 million man hours, or will have worked 3.5 million man hours when we get out of here. And it's a testament to what they do every day. I think we were talking about it beforehand. You come in this job on a Monday, and you look around, and then you come back on a Wednesday, and it's, wow, that was finished. And so we're finishing it out as fast as we can. We've got some quality people in here doing a great job for us, and we appreciate everything they do. So with that, I'll see you in September and hopefully be a little bit less nervous.
Thank you, Greg. Todd Christian with IBM Corning will give an update on the electronic system.
Thank you, Chancellor Sharp. Howdy. That's becoming a little bit more familiar for me at this point. One, I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity. It's been a great experience to be a part of this team, work with the group of people that are putting the stadium together. I can say this has been an amazing project to be a part of. What's going on here is above all the rest of the projects I've been involved in my career. So a little bit about the technology, and to follow up on what Philip Ray was talking about, there are 2 separate systems that the fans will engage with, really 3 if you talk about the IPTV. There is the Wi-Fi side of the house, which is the 802.11 or regular land-based Wi-Fi. That's going to be on. Access will be there for you. You'll be able to get on and surf the internet, upload data. Like Philip was saying, though, when you start to talk about your cellular network and who you're going to be able to go out and speak with and make phone calls with, we're very happy Verizon has reached agreement and is on the system. What's been exciting about working with Verizon and AT&T is they've come into this system, looked at what Corning and IBM's provided, and starting to look at what we can do within the stadium when it comes to this type of a network. And I will tell you that Texas A&M is the talk of the town over the last 3 months. We've had several people in here. In fact, we've got a tour in here today. They're taking a look at what Texas A&M is doing and taking that back to their stadiums, taking that back to their organizations and saying, how can we do this? How can we make this part of what we're doing? Some of the things that were instrumental and that they're taking notice of that Texas A&M saw is that by having this converged solution in here, the Corning One platform, with the design that we have, we've been able to reduce a lot of space that we use within the stadium, reduce a lot of power consumption, and we've been able to make much better efficient use of the space that we are taking within the building. As far as the technology goes and what's going to happen within here, on game day, as was last year, you're going to have the YinsCam app, which is going to allow you to control the TVs in the suites, change the channels, turn the volume up and down. You're also going to be able to get messages and replays on your phone when you're within the stadium. So those things are all going to be part of what's going to happen on game one. What I will caution or tell you about is that it's hard to test a system like this without 100,000 people in the stadium. So we need your help. One, Verizon can speak to this as well, AT&T, that the only way we can optimize this system and really make it hum and perform is by getting 100,000 people in here and have you actually use it. So game one, it will function better than what you've seen in the past, probably in many other stadiums. Game two, it will function better than game one, and game three, it will function even better. Each game, the system will get better. We anticipate it taking about 3 games into the season before we have all the dials turned and everything optimized and everything looking correct, so that the performance is at its peak performance for what you can get through the system. That's going to happen on the Wi-Fi. That will happen on the DAS as well. We are working with the other 2 prime carriers. Look to have them on soon. Negotiations and conversations are going very well. The system is ready to support them. We are able to bring them on when they're ready. There's just some final T's and I's that need to be dotted to make that happen. But we're very proud to be a part of this system. Thank you for choosing us, and we look forward to game one. So.
Thank you. Tim Lomax is with TTI. He's going to give an update on driving, parking, traffic apps.
Thank you, sir. Howdy. The Texas A&M Transportation Institute is really honored to be a part of this team. Great group of folks, great hard-working group. We're researchers. We don't do anything, but we do have a whole ton of partners who do stuff. A&M Transportation Services, City of College Station, City of Bryan have all been working really hard, along with the on-campus folks, the law enforcement, the folks in athletics, 12th Man Foundation have all been a great partner for this. First thing to tell you, don't forget to download the Destination Aggieland app. This year it'll tell you everything you need to know. First answer to the answer to the first question is, if you want to come to campus, we can park you. You will have a place closer to a shuttle bus spot this year, so you'll be able to get to your parking lot faster and get into the stadium faster. We've also got new shuttle bus routes that go off campus. We've now got 4 student routes. We've got a shuttle bus from Mr. Adams' American Momentum Bank Plaza that's really going to provide our fans with a great park and ride option. We also have a park and ride service from downtown Bryan, so if you want to go do some entertainment stuff, go get something to eat before or after the game, there's a shuttle bus that'll carry you from downtown Bryan into campus. Secondly, when you get here, the Destination Aggieland app will have all the current conditions, so if you check that, you'll be able to see what the best way's in. Word to the wise, I've only been here 40 years. Kimbrough Boulevard and Olson Boulevard has not gotten any better in those 40 years. It's not going to get better this year. So if you can find a way to get into your parking spot without going through that intersection, you will save yourself and the rest of us a lot of problem. Leaving the game, we're still the 4th largest stadium. We're still the 4th largest downtown in the state. So we're not going to, everybody's not going to exit at the speed of light. Take a little bit of time. Again, check the app, look at your parking route exit paths. Troy Rother from the City of College Station is here. He can speak if you want about all the investment that the City of College Station, along with the money that the Chancellor graciously provided, is going to allow us. Number one, we're going to have monitoring cameras, so be able to see all the exit routes, see which ones are working well, which ones. I think somebody just downloaded the Destination Aggieland app. Thank you very much. It's a nice little plug. There is a mute button on there. We will have the ability to see what's going on and adjust to changes. We're also going to have a much better connection with the signal system, so we'll be able to change signal timing as we go along. We're going to have the command center down here in East Kyle. Troy and the folks at the City of College Station, both the Public Works and Police Department, are going to have a separate operations center that they'll be able to access all of their equipment down in College Station. So thank you very much, and I'll be around for questions.
Thank you. Marty Price with Levy Restaurants. Marty, there he is.
Howdy. All right, this is phenomenal. 4 weeks away, and I have a very easy job because I get to introduce two of the finest people in the hospitality industry who are going to command the ship. PJ, if you would come up, PJ Sadler, a graduate of Texas A&M University, and Chef David Piku, or also called Dr. Piku.
Thanks, Marty. Howdy. So for me, we're reaching the fun part of what we're about to do because I'm seeing all the pictures and you get to see the spaces that we're going to operate in. So we've been doing the behind-the-scenes work of hiring all 1,300 people that we've got to hire to operate the facility on a game day. Still hiring, looking for nonprofit groups and more staff as we go into the season. But it's really fun, right? I mean, we got a picture of a kitchen over here that we are literally moving into today. So just a lot of fun for us. We're getting to see the spaces that we're going to use during a game day, and it's no longer looking at the plans and saying, what are we going to do? It's now getting stuff in there and equipment in there, and it's just really exciting. Being an Aggie, you guys talk about it's for the Aggies, so it's for me, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think everybody's going to have a lot of fun on game day. I'm going to let Chef talk a little bit about the food you're going to see today. We're showing you guys some of the food that you're going to see in the club levels if you were to walk around in the All-American Club.
Howdy. Howdy. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Chancellor, thank you for having us today. We're doing some food today that we're going to be doing up in the Champions Club and in the Legacy Club. So one of our focuses this year is to really dig in to Texas proud food. So we're doing a lot of home stuff. Our briskets that will be served and our most of our beef that will be served in the Legacy Lounge and Legacy Club areas, as well as our Legacy and Founders Suites, are going to be 44 Farms, which is right up the road. Slovacek is doing all of our hot dogs and sausages this year. They've actually made a hot dog specifically for the Aggies. So this is our own hot dog. This is nobody else in the country is getting this hot dog except for us. We're using a few local farms. We're bringing up some local melons and things to be able to do our salsas with. And we're smoking almost all of our meat, almost everything that we smoke or we serve smoked is going to be done right here in-house. So all of our pork butts, our briskets, so on and so forth, they're going to be smoked right here. So I know you've been smelling this food for a little bit now, and I know I have too. I've heard some stomachs grumbling. We can get right into it. I'm sure Chancellor has a couple more things to say, but welcome to Levy Restaurants, Aggie Hospitality.
Thank y'all. Questions? Philip, you want to come up here a second? Questions from anybody in the media, please? About anything? Ask anything you want. Yeah, answer.
You know, kind of to get us started, one thing I will say is remind everyone, you know, after phase one, we were still a construction project. I mean, this thing has never stopped. And so during the off season, we continued to work on it. During the season last year, we were continuing to work on it. So, you know, we had all the restrooms open. We had all the concessions open. We were in good shape. And so we just kept going until it was game time. So we got plumb around that corner and got over there to the southwest corner. So, you know, for those that may be a little confused about that last year, we just worked until we couldn't work anymore. Then we started having some ball games. So this year, you'll see it complete. You'll see the lighting. You know, last year we were dealing with, you know, we had the older lighting on one side. We had the new lighting on this side. Sound system. We had an old sound system. We were trying to turn that volume up and blast the stadium. You're going to have the distributed sound system this year. So you're finally going to see the final project. And so, you know, circulating the concourses and some of the things as far as accessibility, escalators, our elevators we've added. So, you know, you're going to see the real package here this year. So we're very excited about that. We appreciate everyone's understanding during phase one, but this thing's going to be really special. So happy to answer any questions you all might have.
Along with the 200 pyramid level areas, what else is left on the books to do? Any more big pushes left?
Well, you know, to complete, your question was what's left to complete. And so, we continue to work on the levels as Greg described, as we're working our way up and out. The Hall of Champions is just majestic. I mean, it's just spectacular. You can see this one rendering over here. Well, it's not a rendering any longer. It's a photo. That's actual. So, you're going to see that. A lot of the lounges that we're working on, the seating, as you can see, is still going in. We're in good shape on that seating. So you can see some of that. The parking lots are going in. The front plaza, still being completed. The new great staircase coming out of the underground passage from across Welborn, is being completed. But, a lot of finished work. But, I think Greg said it. I mean, you can go into that facility, and I've got the opportunity to go in there on occasion and go over there, come back 3 days later, and it'll just amaze you at what's different. And so they're kind of working their way up and out. But, all of our restrooms are installed and concessions are installed, and, you see the kitchen. So we feel really good with where we are. But just to continue to just finish out some things. And, you can see our flagpoles, stanchions starting to go up, and it's going to be a complete package. Yes, sir. Well, September 5th is, his question was expected completion date. So my understanding is September 5th, we're going to hand a big key to the Chancellor, and he and President Young then can visit about that. But as far as the construction project itself, that's the plan. That's called substantial completion. That's the date. And so that's the day that we can start moving our stuff in. And we're already, moving some things in. But, the concessions items and stocking the restrooms and, all the different things we need to support a game day here in Aggie Land. And our 102,512 plus several thousand we anticipate. So we're excited about that. But September 5th is a big date. And you'll see, as Greg pointed out, we feel like looking at our schedule, we've got some very smart people working on that schedule and have been for many months, if not 2 or 3 years now. So we feel very good about where we are. We do not feel like we're going to have that mad dash like we did at the end of Phase 1. Again, people misunderstand about Phase 1. They think that we were maybe behind or something. We were never behind a day. What we were doing was trying, while we had the labor here, to make as much hay as we could with the sun up. So we were just pushing with Phase 1, trying to get as far as we could get so that we would be in better shape on Phase 2, and that's helped us. Same kind of philosophy helped when we had the implosion on December 21st. We had, 30 days, I think, to clear that up, and they beat that time frame. So anytime we get an opportunity to work on something, we do it. And we did it the prior season when we took down G. Raleigh White. We did it during the season last year. You probably just didn't see it. It was kind of out of sight. But a lot of work was going on behind the scenes and continuous. So September 5th is a day that we're looking forward to and kind of wipe our brow a little bit and take account for what we've accomplished. 102,512. Plus, certainly last year, because we had the old west side and then the new south, we hosted, I think it's about 110,000 that one game. So we'll get a few more in here than 102,512, but that'll be the ticketed amount. Okay? Sometimes. Can we see the finish line? When the Chancellor pushes, you see the finish line. And so, that's another much way I can describe that. The finish line has never been in doubt. My gray hair, what little bit of it I have left, has been in doubt. But no, Coach Sumlin's been great to work with. And so those two gentlemen and President Young in his short tenure, they've had some good conversation. We continue to push this thing forward. But, I have a lot of confidence in our team. And, I've been at several of these media events, and I have opportunity, like I say, to just privilege to speak at some different engagements about this. But, my confidence comes from the team and what I see in our weekly meetings and our daily interactions with them and what they're doing and the detail, the degree of detail that these professionals go about their business and how they line up their subcontractors. And, I thought I was a pretty decent negotiator, but they've shown me a few tricks. So they're very good. We got a dedicated team from top to bottom. We're all in it together. The subcontractors, you got Fred Heldenfels, you've got, Rice Walker, you got several of the different subcontractors have been really great too. So it's been a total team effort. There's no question about it. I mean, heck, even Dr. Lomax has contributed. So it's been a real team effort. The other thing I would like to touch on, and I don't want to kind of spill the beans here, but in a few days, Chancellor and President Young have put a committee together working on the celebration, kind of the grand opening for this stadium. So for that weekend, there's more details coming on that. I think you're going to be very excited about it. All I can tell you is he likes things that are loud and bright and light up the sky. So it's going to be a very special event. But again, more details are coming on that later. So we'll keep you informed when those are finalized. So just wanted to put that out there as well. Okay?
You know, and interesting thing, when I talk to companies that are your competitors and I ask them, hey, what do you think about this? Of course, at the first they were saying, well, in a way, in God's green earth, this is going to happen. But now they will respectfully tell me, said, look, to do this normally is a 3-year process, maybe a little bit more. And the fact that you did it in the time frame that you did is one heck of a testament to you, to your people, to the Aggie Network, and the people that were all involved in this. Y'all did one heck of an incredible job. Let's eat. Go over here. Piku got plenty of food.